Good evening, everyone. Good evening, madam. Good evening. Let's start. अरे ये कौन दाढ़ी वाला आ गया? राजेश शिवानी. First lecture or what? Huh? You attend lectures before? Attended before? ठीक है. चलो. Let's start, madam. Okay. Now, last lecture, if you remember, students, it started with this fourth chapter, corporate level strategies, right? Now, what is corporate level strategies? Kindly pay attention. अंशुल बाफना इधर देखो बेटा, बाद में बुक में देखना है ना. When I'm teaching, better pay attention. सब साथ में करेगा तो तेरे को मोदी की जगह बिठा देंगे फिर. Okay? When I'm teaching, kindly pay attention over here, all of you. So the introduction was something like this, students. I had said, okay, in an organization we have 3 levels of management, right? Nitiyam Shankha, again, she's absconding. Okay. So it said we have 3 levels of management. First, we have the corporate level. Corporate level is the top level, isn't it? Like, corporate level is the level that comprises of people who may be in the position of CFO, CEO, the board of directors, looking after the entire business. Now, beta, it said corporate level strategies are called as grand strategies. Why grand strategies? Because these strategies which are made by the people at the corporate level, it gives a, come on, direction to the people in the business and functional level to follow. In the sense that, students, whatever corporate level decide, the business and the functional level has to work on that direction. So they implement so that the corporate level is able to achieve its vision. I'd said in the last lecture, corporate level strategies are always value oriented, but these strategies are always less concrete. What was the meaning of that, students? Value oriented, less concrete. You know, corporate level, when they take decision, it involves a lot of financial consideration, lot of efforts, and beta, everyone then adopts that strategy, no question asked. So if they take one decision which goes wrong, the organization has to pay a big price. So what is it, student, they do? They may think of something, start, and as time progresses, as the external environment is, they may take a decision which may in future take a concrete shape. So initially, beta, it is less concrete. They can't take instant decision. Instant decisions would be the cause of failure for corporate level. Like your Bangalore person, students instantly decided one day to start what? Kya, Rajesh, what was that? Kingfisher Airline, right? That was the reason for the fall of United Breweries and United Spirits, isn't it? Kingfisher Airline, one example. I've given the example, students, of a company, Tata starting Nano. So just because your mind, heart says people in India should have a car, you don't start a business because of that. You don't start making cars because of it. Unwanted. But If you try to be more kind to people, they feel he is weak. तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Now, corporate level strategy में बेटा last lecture I had explained to you one strategy that was called as what? Stability. नियति ये सुना था ना कल बेटा? Stability याद है क्या बोला था? What was one word I had mentioned बेटा? I said stability basically means status quo, right? Status quo means what? We are maintaining the same status in the business, same level of effort as we were maintaining it in the past. Meaning, I'm continuing my business and I'm not trying to, come on, I'm not trying to redefine the business. Meaning, I don't want to introduce new products, so I'm continuing with the same product. I'm continuing in the same market. I'm not making any fresh investments in the business. Reason I think I said, if you remember, here the reason can be the entrepreneur feels contented. Bas ho gaya. The entrepreneur may feel comfortable in that position. The entrepreneur feel my business is at the maturity stage. Making fresh investment would mean taking a risk, and it is not feasible to take risk at that point of time. Then I said, Surya, the other reason could be you've progressed a lot. You're tired, so you want to consolidate. And when you want to consolidate for some time, you go for stability. If you remember, I'd given an example, students in India, there is this particular company, Liberty Shoes. Yaad hai? Liberty Shoes is there, students. Gale, Bale, Sale. So many of PSUs, they have that stability. Abhi, please, till here I had explained yesterday. I was waiting for some students to come. Now I'll start the other part of the chapter. Niti, where is this girl, Niti? Please keep your video on. I did not tell 100 times. Navaneet, two PSUs are to be privatized. Anshul, very good, huh? Chalo, that is not needed over here as such. Now, your chapter, beta, I said yesterday, is based on this chart. Now, in case in the exam they ask corporate level strategy for 8 marks, then this chart you're expected to write. And please, a request, today I may not be able to complete this full chart, but whatever I'll be doing is very interesting, informative. At the same time, students, it will enhance your knowledge. I'm requesting you all, kindly pay attention. Instead of scratching your head, Rajesh, idhar suno dhyan se. Yeah. Now, first was stability. Second is student expansion. क्या बोलता है कोई? Anshul, don't ask stupid questions again and again. I think I meant what I said. Na? इधर सुनो बेटा ध्यान से. Don't disturb me again and again. Let me start explaining. Now, strategy alternatives will be first stability that we studied. Abhi understand beta, in this chart now there are some changes I'm going to make. Second strategy we'll study for at least 1.5 hours now. Expansion. Expansion may we have intensification, diversification, mergers and acquisition, and strategic alliances. In between they have made a reference of some synergy also. So beta, expansion is a second strategy alternative. So there we have intensification, diversification, mergers and acquisition, strategic alliance. Kindly pay attention. See, I'll start explaining. Kindly pay attention. Second strategy, beta, I say is expansion. Expansion, best way of explaining expansion is what, students? This is that strategy. Niti beta, come on time and your video should be on. Okay? Unnecessarily, I'll tell them and they'll remove you from the class. I don't want all this as such. Listen, please. But I was saying like this, expansion may, okay, this is that particular strategy which people adopt because they feel it is imperative to expand their business. Imperative means what? In today's competitive world, the feeling is what? The best defense against competition is to grow. Yeah, I said the best defense against competition is to grow. Meaning what? Simple. If I am in a particular industry, right, doing business, I'm having a firm, there are many firms as such. But tomorrow someone comes in the industry, starts doing good business and tries to topple me, then we in India beta have a habit of cutting a sorry figure of ourselves. I tried, but no, that's nonsense. If you want to face competition, then the only option you have is to grow. Only option you have is to expand. No reason students get the other person did this, that, or natak. So first thing students, expansion I say is the best defense against competition. You want to face competition, so you grow. You become bigger than the competition. Second thing, what expansion would mean? Expansion would mean, beta, I am ready to redefine my business. When I say redefine my business, mean what? I'm ready to come in the market with a new product. You know? I say my product was good, but I want to come with some better product. Colgate company used to sell normal toothpaste. One day that Sonakshi Sinha comes and says, क्या आपके टूथपेस्ट में नमक है? तो मोटी तो नमक बेच रही है क्या? But नहीं. What she had at the back of her mind is what? Patanjali is becoming very prominent. So they had to say, my toothpaste has salt. It is good. It prevents tooth decay. One day they say it has clove oil. Now students have introduced Ved Shakti. So that means they're coming with new product. Getting a point? So either you're coming with new product, you are entering in a new market. New market, imagine I was telling you yesterday, I suppose, Tata trucks made in India, sold in India as well as in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan we don't sell, they don't pay. But in other countries we do sell as such. Vodafone student from UK sells its services here in India, right? Now when you enter into a new product, new market, or maybe you diversify, matlab you enter into a product where you have no idea, in a market where you don't know how the market will be. So obviously you are taking risk. So beta, risk is high, profitability is also high. I'd given an example, if you remember, I'd said in my last lecture, one person who had started Videocon, Viendut, he had started students Videocon company for making electronic equipments. And all of a sudden he said, I want to generate electricity and sell it in that South American country, Brazil. So beta, no idea, no experience of doing business of electricity generation. Plus in another country, risk is more. Result is what? He suffered huge losses. Sometimes you take risk and you take more risk, you get profit. Take the case of Jio. Jio was in what business, beta? Jio was not there only. No? Reliance Industry was in petroleum business, petrochemical. They came in this business and started making huge profits. So it is an aggressive strategy. When I say aggressive, I mean what? Here you show you have the courage. You show that you're ready to take risk, and in the process, so that most of the times People succeed because even impossible says, "Now impossible." So if he can do it, the question is, then why I can't do it? That kind of thinking when the people have, expansion does pays off. But a best example, I think yesterday I told a half example. I'll complete that. Kindly pay attention, all boys and girls. I said students, Dhirubhai Ambani, याद है कल एग्जाम्पल दिया था नियति व्हाट एग्जाम्पल had given beta he had started a particular firm for selling spices with 1,000 rupees. See, then bacha this business didn't do well. With 15,000 rupees he started Reliance Industry Limited. 15,000 rupees is peanuts for a Marwadi. अंशुल को उल्टा करेगा तो 1.5 लाख रुपए गिर जाएगा. अंशुल, right now 15,000 rupees is very less. Now imagine with 15,000 rupees he starts a business. He was ready to take risk. He was ready to be aggressive. He was ready to enter into new product, new market and do everything. But please remember in life, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. There was a time, don't get me wrong, when suppose in our family one would be unhappy, sad, so these small boys and girls would go and sit in one corner. नियति ऐसा होता है ना, गुस्सा आ गया घर में मम्मी डैडी से भाई बहनों से तो एक कोने में बैठ गए. You go and sit in one corner, है ना नीति? You assume that they will come and they will try to convince. नहीं नहीं बेटा, have idli, have dosa, have dal bati churma, है ना? चल आजा. Now times have changed. Now no one will come. Oh, चल मरने दे, क्या करना है? It's your life, beta. You need to take care of it. So times have changed. Why I'm saying that? Because that attitude you should have. If you get offended so fast when people say something, you're not fit for this world. You getting my point? You have to be shameless in achieving your journey, in achieving your destination, students. So this person with 15,000 rupees, Anshul Sundyan say, started Reliance Industry Limited. When he died, students, he left a business empire of around 80,000 crore, 70 to 80,000 crore. Abhi after his death, listen, 3 parts was made of that particular wealth. One was given to his brother. क्या नाम है brother का? Nil. ये नील मालूम है ना? कौन सा नील है? ये अनिल. And this person तो ये मुकेश. कैश ही कैश है इसके पास. नियति अच्छा लगा ना? मुकेश. और ये देखो कंगाल. So 1/3 was given to Anil, 1/3 was given to Mukesh, and 1/3 was given to Kokila Ben. Kokila Ben is their mom. So अंशुल बेटा कितना मिला होगा? 25-30 हजार रुपया, 25-30 हजार करोड़. So 25-30,000. Okay, fine, it's a very big amount. But think, with that 25-30,000 crore that Mukesh Ambani got, maybe 12 years, 13 years back, listen, beta, his net worth is today worth more than 10 lakh crore. So from 30,000 crore, he makes 10 lakh crore. Oh my God. Pakistan national income is not this much. How much our one particular person makes. Niti, I said yesterday, remember, Pakistan Stock Exchange, the total market cap is not this much. Our Reliance Industries market cap is so much. तो नियति, tomorrow Nita Bhabhi would say, हूँ जाऊँ चू, क्या जाए कल बैंगलोर जीत गया है ना, चलो मैं पाकिस्तान लेके आएगी, तो she can buy full Pakistan Stock Exchange. Okay, one would say, why money? Nonsense. Keep the things with you, and if you like me, what I am saying, beta, don't cut a sorry figure of yourself every point of time. If you are sad, you're unhappy, you want to cry, better have a Mercedes to cry. Don't say, I'll sit in a corner and cry. No one will look at you as such. So attitude has to change. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to develop. I said you should take risk. तो क्या बोलते हैं हर्षद मेहता, इश्क है तो रिस्क है, या उल्टा वॉट एवर ही सेज ना. Imagine that would be expansion strategy. Expansion strategy, my students, one reason could be it is the management thinking. Management is not contented. Management doesn't want to be comfortable. But I told you all yesterday, the moment a businessman says, "Boss, comfortable, बहुत हो गया," तो बच्चा उसका विसर्जन हो जाएगा. His growth stops. है ना? He'll have to get drowned. अच्छा क्या है अभी? रिस्क में है इश्क. अच्छा ठीक है, बाद में इश्क करना, अभी रिस्क ले लो. Next part, student, I was telling is this: if you find comfort in your discomfort, mind you, you go for expansion, you'll be discomfort, student. The moment you find comfort in your discomfort, then it is said growth will be unimaginable. See this, beta. 30,000 crore ka 10 lakh crore. This is growth. Now, expansion can be in the form of what? Intensification, diversification. All boys and girls, beta, please pay attention. What is intensification? What is diversification? I'll first teach diversification because this is something that you don't know. Please listen now, beta, important. Every year in the exam, case studies are based on such questions. See, first we'll study what is diversification. Understand, beta? You know, I had given one example yesterday. I'll just continue with that example. Listen properly. Beta, yesterday I had said, na, we were going to Lonavala, and then when we felt hungry, we stopped at one particular place, and this lady was selling that burger, vada pav. So we had it. The taste was very good. And then my wife asked, you don't sell tea? So what she said, no, I don't sell tea. The person over there na, sells tea. He makes very good tea. You please take tea from him. So some people have that thinking. What is that thinking? Live and let live. Geo or Gene. These are those people who feel peaceful coexistence. Some people have a thinking, live and let die. I will live, I will survive, let the others, we don't know. When that particular thinking comes in your mind and you want to grab every penny that is available, you go for diversification. First, diversification can take in the form of what? Vertical diversification. Please listen now properly. What is vertical diversification? I give you 3, 4, 5. सुनेंगे अच्छी तरफ से तो बहुत एग्जांपल दूंगा, अब एग्जाम में आप लिख सकते हो बेटा. Vertical diversification is something like this. Pay attention. You know, there is a particular company in our country by the name Reliance Petroleum. नाम सुना है नियति? Reliance Petroleum बेटा belongs to Prakriti who? Mukesh Ambani, right beta? Mukesh Ambani. I think I said some time back, Reliance Petroleum is the biggest refinery of our country. We have companies like Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, sab hai. But beta, Reliance Petroleum is the biggest. I said some time back, students, 17 villages in Jamnagar, students was 17 villages purchased by Mukesh Ambani to get that particular refinery work. Huge, na? Second biggest refinery in the world. Now, beta, what Reliance Petroleum used to do, please listen. They used to get crude oil from Saudi Arabia, process that crude oil, and then this particular crude oil, student, after processing, they would make petrol, diesel. Anshul, look here, beta, इधर देखो, बुक में देखेगा तो हो गया फिर तेरे को अमित शाह बना देंगे. इधर देखो. अच्छा, I repeat, students. So they would take the crude oil, and from the crude oil they'll make what? Petrol, diesel, kerosene, and give it to petrol pumps. And these petrol pumps of Hindustan, Bharat Petroleum, IOC would sell it in the market. Abhi Reliance Gujarati businessman His thinking is what? I make petrol, diesel, I give it to Hindustan Petroleum, and they sell and make money. So, मैं कमाएगा ना? I will make money. Why they are making money on my behalf? So the thinking is what? Live and let die. Previous that imagine that lady said, no, no, I'll sell only this thing to eat. Tea that person will give. That's the thinking of a common man. Huh? Beta, let's be very clear. Most people are like that. But some people are very greedy. Some people are such that they don't want to let any opportunity go from their hands. What Reliance Petroleum did, students? It stopped giving petrol, diesel to the petrol pumps, and then student it started its own Reliance petrol pumps. So you are in a particular business. What you do, you go towards the customer, you become a distributor, and you do this work also of giving goods to the customer so that the profit which was enjoyed by the other marketing companies, they don't enjoy it. Now I will only enjoy that profit. If it is happening like that, you're going towards the customer, I would say it is forward vertical integration. Repeat, kya bola beta? Forward. Forward means in the same line of business, you're going towards the customer side. You're becoming the distributor of your own product. So you don't get dependent on someone else, but rather you only look after the distribution work. Another example like this, students, imagine Amazon when they started its activities in India, they had logistics, all that work done. Now, better delivery of goods is to be given. So first they thought delivery work which is to be done, we will not do that. So they used to get the delivery work done through Blue Dart. Which company? Blue Dart. Blue Dart Couriers. Now Blue Dart Couriers would do that work, but charge very high. Amazon said, छोड़ रहे इंडिया में एक ही चीज तो मिलता है, क्या मिलता है? इंडियंस. Many people are there, है ना? So they started having their own set of people, and they themselves started what? Come on, delivery of the products. So what are they doing? They are going forward to the customer side. That is called as what? Come on, forward vertical integration. Example number 3. Kindly pay attention, beta. There was one particular brand of Reliance called as Vimal. Vimal नाम सुना है? नीति सुन रही है कि नहीं? नीति, paying attention. बेटा सुनो सुनो सुनो, pay attention. See, Vimal becha, Vimal is a brand which was owned by Reliance Industry Limited. Dhirubhai Ambani. That thinking comes back again. Jio और मरने दो, live and let die. गुजराती आदमी है, बोला और क्यों कमाए कोई, मैं ही कमाऊंगा. Why others are earning? I will only earn. So बच्चा, Vimal fabric that he used to make, pay attention, good product, people used to buy. Then Reliance started the biggest polyester company of a country. People would buy. Now one day Dhirubhai Ambani said, take this example, okay, to make this Vimal fabric, I want yarn. So let's assume that yarn is given by Anshul Bafna. Anshul yarn de raha hai. So Dhirubhai Ambani starts thinking, okay, Anshul used to first come in a motorcycle to meet me, now comes in a car. First he came in a Maruti 800 car, now he's come in a Mercedes car. मतलब मारवाड़ी बहुत पैसा कमा रहा है. So if that is the thinking, students, attack. ये शैतानी दिमाग जाग जाएगा. और नियति, what Dhirubhai Ambani did, बोला ठीक है, Anshul, you are a friend. They learn all the tricks of the trade from him. how you make yarn. Yarn is dhaga, thread, no? How you make, from where you get the raw material, to cotton from where you get, how you make. Learned everything. And then one fine day, what happened? Reliance started its Reliance Filament Yarn business. Tan, tan, reason, come on, reason simple. They do not want, tell me, any other person in that particular line of production. Now, which are Reliance Industry is going where? Is going backward. Right now, it is becoming what? Come on, going backward towards whom? Towards the supplier of raw material. So, bacha, this is also vertical. Why? Because in the same line of production, you're going towards the source from where the supply comes. That business also you take. You don't allow others to do that business. Idea is what? Why is it that this person was making profit? I should only make profit. Then bacha, Vimal one day saw what? All the fabric Niyati takes from us and sells in the market and makes very good profit. In fact, Niyati today travels only in a personal helicopter. तो अंबानी तो और डर जाएगा, बोला अरे आसूच छे बरोबर નથી तो क्या करे. They would say, come on, we will start our own Reliance Trends. We'll make our own ready-made garments and sell it in the market. So, bacha, what is it that's happening? Vimal goes for backward, come on, tell me fast, also forward, vertical integration. So, my dear students, I'm in a particular line. I become my own, come on, distributor. I become my own supplier of raw material. One idea can be, students, I don't want others to be in this line. I feel others are not that efficient as efficient I am. I don't want others to get a share of profits. Vertical. Come on, fast tell me. So vertical will involve two things. One will be what? Jaldi bolo chalo, forward and backward. Forward may where you're going, come on, tell me, you're going towards the customer side, and backward may you're going towards the supplier side. One more example. Kindly pay attention. There is this particular company by the name Avenue Supermart. Avenue Supermart is actually this particular company which owns D-Mart. D-Mart, you heard the name? Naam suna hai beta? Are bolo, yes or no? D-Mart, which is there na, started by this person Radha Krishna Damani. Now Radha Krishna Damani started this. I think I've said this before. 10 rupees share of D-Mart, Avenue Supermarket in fact, was offered to the people at 330. And when the issue was listed on the share market, the price became 660. So good profits. And bacha, today the share price is almost 3000. So it's a highly profit making good company. Now see, when Avenue Supermart had the annual general meeting, so imagine shareholders came and they requested, sir, you should give us very high rate of dividend. So what this person Radha Krishna Damani says, no. I want capex. I want money for capex. That means I've got some capital expenditure. Now why and what? Let's see, I'm in this business now. If you want more capital appreciation and better returns in the future, don't look for short-term income. Look for long-term gains. तो बोला क्या बोल रहा है ये? You know what he said? Understand? He said our D-Mart stores is at prominent places in the city. Yeah. Now, those places may not be frequented by all people. Some people may come, not all the people. I want to cater to all the people. So question is where the other people go. The other key people go to the shopkeepers who are providing them what shopping convenience by having the small kirana stores near the place where they stay. Well, I am going to start small shops at different places in the city and I'll name that D Mart Ready. So, bacha, D Mart Ready is what? They're not as big supermarkets as a D Mart is. These are only student small shops which are a bit far away from where D Mart outlet is there. Those people who can't go to the D Mart will visit this place, D Mart Ready, and give the orders. And these people will give what home delivery of the products. And mind you, first products will be at a reasonable rate. And second thing, students, home delivery also get. So what they are doing, pay attention. I'd said in the second lecture, second topic, core competency. What core competency a small shopkeeper has now? Now that core competency DMart is taking and trying to reach out maximum customers with, so that those particular shopkeepers, the business that they are getting now, their business also DMart wants. So I said now, what is the thinking? Geo or Marne do. In the sense, I will survive. I'm not bothered about others. Here you are going forward. So, bacha, this will be called as what? Forward vertical integration. I hope that's clear. Anshul, समझ में आए कि नहीं? Anshul, yes or no? Prakriti, Niyati, beta, sure, understood. So that was diversification के अंदर first part vertical integration. Second, beta, listen. Second is horizontal integration. Horizontal integration means what? Vertical mein I said you may go forward, you may go forward or backward. No? You may go towards the customer side or the supplier side. And in the same line of production, you start some work. Horizontal mein beta, what happens? Horizontally, you integrate or you merge with some particular business to make your business better. So one name that comes nowadays, students, there was this particular company, come on tell me, Vodafone, providing cell phone services. Come on, here we have what? Idea. Same service. And what they feel? They feel what? There is such a big player which has come in the market, Geo. Idea says, I to have no idea how I'll fight with him. So Vodafone says, even I don't know, but I have some qualities. You have some assets with you. Why don't we merge? And bacha, then merger becomes a horizontal. Come on, horizontal diversification. One other example I'll give to you, please pay attention. In my country, we have a bank by the name HDFC. Good banking activities it does in many parts of the country. But they don't have good operations in the northern states of a country. Northern states, bacha, there was another bank which was doing good business, Centurion Bank. So this is a bank, this is the bank. What HDFC did, students? HDFC took over Centurion Bank. You know? Then when ICICI Bank was there, it took over Bank of Rajasthan, Bank of Madurai. What is that? Come on, horizontal diversification. One more case, pay attention. You know what's a State Bank of India? State Bank of India in my country was the biggest public sector bank. But government made it still bigger by merging it with those 5 associate banks. You have State Bank of Bikaner and Jaipur, State Bank of Travancore, State Bank of Patiala, State Bank of Mysore, State Bank of Hyderabad. These all five banks have been merged with SBI and same business, so it becomes a horizontal diversification. Example number three, student, that is sorry, third part is concentric diversification. क्या बोला अंशुल बेटा, क्या लिखा? Yeah. You studied a topic na, amalgamation and absorption. It's almost the same. Concentric diversification. Please listen, beta. Concentric diversification is very important. See, till yet what we studied, pay attention over here. I'm in this line of production. I go behind, I try supplying the raw material. I go forward, I look after the distribution, that is vertical. I'm in this particular business, I try to merge or acquire a business which is doing the same business. So, bacha, that was horizontal. Concentric means what? I'm in a particular business. My resources in this business, can be utilized in some other business also. So what I do, I try to make the best of my resources and try to develop some related business. So mind you, it is not the same business, it is not in the same line, but some kind of relation is there in the work that we'll be doing. I develop that business also. Example, there is this gentleman from a country by the name Uday Kotak. Uncle का नाम सुना है? Uday Kotak बच्चा. 10 richest people of a country, one of them is Uday Kotak. And Uday Kotak, for your information, is a chartered accountant, right? Now, Uday Kotak, chartered accountant, Anshul, don't write anything between, because पढ़ाने दो पहला. सुनो, हाँ, घड़ी घड़ी डिस्टर्ब मत कर बेटा. तेरे को कुछ ज्यादा आता रहेगा तो अपने पास रखो. Pay attention. What is the case, students? Listen. Uday Kotak, chartered accountant. This boy, after becoming a chartered accountant, said, I don't want to work anywhere. I want to start some work. I want to start some business. Business ke liye beta, you want money, you want funds. So he would tell his family members, what? You give me money, and if you deposit this money in a bank, maybe bank gives you 8% returns. I will use that money and I'll give you 12 to 14% returns. So first family member student said, why not? We will give you money. So beta, he was able to take some money from his family members. What he did? Uday Kotak invested this money in the securities market. Securities market means share market. He made good profit. And as promised, he would give his family members 14% return. Now, 14% return, bacha, good, na? Bank is giving only 8%, and here is this boy, chartered accountant, he talks sense, he's giving 14% return. So, if family was very happy. They told their friends, they told their relatives. So, this boy started getting money from many people living in that area. He would take and give them 12 to 14% return, as the case may be. Then, bacha, when he started getting money from many people, he started a particular firm by the name Kotak Securities. So, first company he started, Kotak Securities. What work it would do? Invest money in the share market. Do portfolio management services. Take money from people, invest in the share market, get good returns, and they used to play safe. At the same time, students, some risk they would take so that they get some money. He used to say, I generally make 30% returns. So if I'm giving you 14%, I'm still left with 16%. Kotak Securities did excellent business. He listed that company. Then bacha, he got lots of money from the people. And he expanded. He made people aware in different parts of the country what is the benefit of investing in shares. So बच्चा बहुत पैसा मिला. Then बेटा one time, pay attention, he felt कि securities market में ना people feel there is a risk. Risk why? Share prices may rise, may fall, and many people are not interested to invest in Kotak securities. He said, if I'm not getting sufficient amount of money, I'll not be able to generate more money. So somewhere that feeling was there, boss, or paisa chahiye. I want more money. So one day it seems he met Anand Mahindra and said, sir, you have a good name. Your company Mahindra and Mahindra is a well-known company. So I am ready to take money from people, only those who are ready to take risk. Like, I to invest in share market, I'm ready for this. My father was never ready to invest in share market. He used to feel I'm doing something wrong. But chalega. Now, what to do for people like this, those who are not ready to invest in shares? So, where would my dad invest money? He would invest in a bank, right? So, he requested Anand Mahindra, can we both come together and start a bank by the name Kotak Mahindra Bank? Anand Mahindra was all for it. Bola, yes, we can start. So imagine students, first business they started was securities. They would take, chalo fast tell me, funds from people, invest that fund in the share market. Now what? To do that business, they appointed the best of the staff, chartered accountants. They took so much of office space. And chartered accountants were not occupied for the full day. Offices were not occupied for the full day. So I have people, I have place. Let me start a bank. I can use those people for my advantage. So what he did is started a related business. One would ask how it is related business, Kotak security mein the raw material is money. And Kotak Mahindra Bank also, what is the raw material? Money. Then there may be some particular people in the country, they would say, we don't want to invest in bank, neither in share. So, buddy, kidhar paisa invest kiya? So some people said, no, I think it's better that we should take insurance policy. I said, fine. He started Kotak Insurance. So imagine Kotak Securities, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Kotak Insurance. What is all this? These are all businesses which are related to each other. When you have some resources and you feel your resources can have better use, so you'll use them in starting businesses like this. Richa, this is concentric diversification. Niyati, understood? Concentric diversification. I'll give one more example, pay attention. JK Shah classes. JK Shah classes in Bombay, we have many students, I don't know, many batches who join us for our CA courses. So to teach the CA students, there are chartered accountants, there are postgraduates, and many people, right? Now, teachers are there. One day, JK sir may get a feeling, what? I have classrooms, I have teachers, I have resources. CA is doing very good today. It's an evergreen industry. But suppose tomorrow some students feel it's very difficult to pass in CA and graduation is not good. And these students start taking courses of CS, Chartered Secretary. So, bacha, understanding that this problem can take place, what sir did? Sir started lectures for CS also. So today JKSC is not only for CS students, it is for students pursuing the chartered secretary exams. Some students, there are some bacha, they'll find problem with CS also. So क्या करें? चलो, then sir said, okay, fine. What do you want to do? They said, we want to do CMA, Cost and Management Accounting. Aja, we started CMA classes also. Now what happens, beta? Think the teachers who teach accounts in CA can very easily teach in CS and CMA. The classrooms which we are using for CA, when they are empty, we can use it for CS and CMA. So, beta, your cost becomes less, na? At the same time, your resources, you are using them abundantly, optimum manner, and beta, in that process, your profitability increases. So, this kind of diversification, concentric diversification. Last one more example. One of the biggest public sector bank of a country, I said, is SBI, State Bank of India. State Bank of India, bacha, one day realized that we are getting money from those people only who are not wanting to take risk. Otherwise, shouldn't people open a bank account with us and remove all the funds? So, क्या करेंगे? Well, we want to tap the people who invest in the share market. So, SBI started one day SBI Caps. SBI Caps is what? SBI Capital Market. तो बच्चा कोटक महिंद्रा ने पहले सिक्योरिटी चालू किया, फिर बैंक. Here they started first bank, then securities. Then बच्चा SBI started SBI Life Insurance. Related. Now they have started a particular company, SBI Cards. SBI Cards. I had said in one of my lectures, if you attend lectures, you'll realize today, beta, 50% of the ATMs in our country is all owned by SBI. So they have to use that. Na? They're using it. 30,000 rupees is the expenditure for one ATM, they say, in a month, because air conditioned facility is needed, one watchman is needed. But from there, they have to make money. Na? If they have to make money from that, cards ka use has to be increased. So they started a company, SBI Cards. Resources they get from where? State Bank of India. Such kind of a diversification will be concentric diversification. Fourth beta best is conglomerate. What is conglomerate? Concentric was related. Conglo is not related. Meaning, very simple. This example I must have given so many times in the past. This company there in my country, ITC, making cigarettes by the name Wills Cigarettes. But one day they decide government is so much against us. They impose taxes. Those people, environmentalist students, always have problems with us. So tomorrow government may put a ban on cigarettes. तो क्या करें? चलो इंडिया में क्या बिकेगा ज्यादा? आटा. So they started Ashirwad Atta. Then bacha, one day they decided and started what? ITC Wills Lifestyle. Lifestyle is what? Clothing. Wills Lifestyle. Next student, they started Yippee, Bingo, Classmate Notebooks, Fiamma Devils, right? And like the students, they agricultural chemicals. Then bacha, they have that packing material business also. What relation you find in cigarettes and Ashirwad Atta? No relation. So when unrelated diversification takes place, that will be called as conglomerate. I've given one example, students, in the Tatas, Tata Steel, Tata Communication, TCS, Tata Power, Tata Textile, Tata Airways they are about to launch. Kya, some all unrelated business. Such unrelated businesses, if you expand, it becomes a conglomerate. You're going in a direction you don't know about it, but you take risk, and then you reach the destination. Once you reach the destination, then some other destination. Okay, so please have a look over here. Expansion. I'll just put on the AC. Please read the students. Yes, please. Now, see what is mentioned over here. Navanita, understanding? Sure. See, beta, what it says over here. Implemented by redefining the business. You're redefining the business, adding the scope of business substantially, increasing the efforts of the current business. It's a popular strategy followed by dynamic enterprise. Beta, when you write this now, believe me, if you do not substantiate with the examples that I've given, I'm sorry, you may not get good marks. So here you need to write that example of what example, Navanita, come and tell me. Dhirubhai Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, 25,000 crore becomes what? Come on, more than 10 lakh crores. Okay. So I said something over here, one sentence you remember. I said, growth is the best defense against competition. You know, beta, you have to become bigger than the competition. In the sense that no one can dare to harm you. Getting my point? It's important, huh? Imagine throughout our 70 years of independence, maybe some more than that, we've been fighting Pakistan. Pagal, na? We become so big that Pakistan doesn't dream of creating problem for us. Simple. One Uri attack was there. Balakot attack was there. Now, bacha, one day to what? Now they don't have money, students, to buy sugar, eggs, anything here. You talk, they have nothing now. What they'll fight with us, but they want Kashmir. Kidhar dalega? Anyway, chalo listen. This is important, beta. Expansion strategy may be adopted by the firm because it becomes imperative when the environment demands increase in activity. What do I mean by this? I said, bacha, something, if you remember one sentence, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So if the external environment is becoming such that foreign players are coming, then I need to step up. I need to become a better version of myself. Otherwise, bacha, I may not survive in the market. And then the thinking should be very clear. If he can do it, why I cannot? As simple as that. Increasing size may lead to more control over the market in relation to the competitors, right? Advantages are the most important point. I'm in the business from so many years. I have what? Experience. I can reduce my cost. If I can reduce my cost, maybe a new player may not be able to reduce. And psychologically, strategists feel more satisfied with the prospects of growth from expansion. You know, if I'm a part of an organization which is writing a growth story, I feel happy. I feel, student, my talents are wasted if it's in an organization which believes in only stability. नहीं चाहिए. People want to be a part of the success story. They don't want to be a part of that story, student, which is being written or which is entered just to exit. Remember that. Now, intensification, I said I'll explain that. Very easy, but pay attention over here. Diversification. Diversification may see the first one, vertical. Abhi, please remember, here we have just given the content, no examples. In my explanation, I gave 4 to 5 examples. So in your interest, please, you have to write that. Remember that, please. Okay. Vertical में क्या दिया था? चलो बोलो fast, tell me. Backward and forward. याद है? Backward and forward. राजेश शिवानी, पापड़ देख रहे हैं कि नहीं? Paying attention, huh? Very good, beta. Second example, student, what I had given, come on, tell me. I said, I was in the petroleum business. I started my petrol pump. Forward. I was making what? Reliance fabric. I started making what? Reliance yarn filament yarn. So vertical integration. See what it says, beta. Come on, pay attention. Combination of technologically distinct production and distribution processes into one organization. The firm either become its own supplier or distributor. So I said supplier or distributor. It can be forward or backward. So please, examples should be very clear in your mind. Backward integration, I said, and forward. Backward may see what example they give. Reliance started as a cloth filament, yeah. Okay. Forward के अंदर बच्चा General Motors is a car company. It used to only make cars and give it to the people who would sell it in the showrooms. Now they started their own showrooms. So GM opened its own distribution channels. Like Maruti company has started students Nexa. Nexa for that. Nexa is their own shops where they look also after distribution. Horizontal integrated, which I see the example is ICICI Bank taking over Bank of Rajasthan. Best example you can write, students, SBI getting merged with 5 of its associate banks. Concentric diversification amounts to related diversification. Concentric diversification, it is said there are benefits of synergy. What is the meaning of synergy, students? I can use my resources, I said, from Kotak Mahindra Bank in Kotak Life Insurance. There is some kind of synergy in the organization. Understanding. CS students may say, we want the teacher from CA who teaches law over there, who teaches SM over there, who teaches economics. So some kind of synergy is developed. See, concept, conglomerate, I explained, students, right? अभी ये क्या था बच्चा? सुनो. Sorry. What was this? Intensification in this chart. Just see this. So we have done stability. Expansion may we have done, come on, tell me what? Diversification. Vertical, horizontal, concentric and conglomerate. Beta, and one previous one was what? Intensification. See, intensification means that what I've written first, market penetration, market development, product development. This I had explained to you. Yaad hai? So tell me, what is market penetration? Anyone? One of you explain to me. Chalo, market penetration. Anshul, chal bol abhi. अरे वेरी गुड राजेश, भाई अनम्यूट कर बेटा खुद को, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. हाँ बच्चों बोलो.
Sir, in market penetration, we have the same product and we try to expand the sales and profit in the same market only. We don't go to any further market. The same product is they try to sell it more in the same market only to reach the peak of the.
What example?
Completely.
Market penetration का example दो.
Penetration का like sir, लाइक वो आपने बताया था ना कोलगेट का सिप,
हाँ, टेक
कोलगेट
ब्रश।
का वेट शक्ति एंड ऑल यू सेड.
नहीं, ब्रश योर टीथ 2 times a day. वेद शक्ति ऑल दैट इज
हाँ
व्हाट?
हाँ हाँ, ओके ओके, या दैट वन ओनली.
मम्मी ने बोला पाव किलो पापड़ लेके आ, तेरे को आधा किलो उतने मिला तो आधा किलो लेके आएगा, याद है? 1 liter,
याद आया क्या, याद आया.
1 liter of bottle you wanted and she is giving 3 liter of bottle, तो तू 3 liter लेके आएगा. नवनीत को तो एक टैंकर दे देगा, इतने में लेके जा, घर पे लेके जाएगा टैंकर. नवनीत अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
कस्टमर तो वो करने का कि सेम प्रोडक्ट्स को एक्सेसिव ज्यादा यूज करो, ज्यादा परचेज
गेट
करो.
वन फ्री, तो 2 पेयर
यस सर.
लेके आ गया, याद है? चल अंशुल बोल बेटा, नेक्स्ट क्या? मार्केट डेवलपमेंट. अनम्यूट कर खुद को.
Yes, sir. So market development means existing product in the new market, sir.
वेरी गुड, एक्सप्लेन.
So
और
existing, so like the FMCG, sir. Hello. FMC. So am I audible?
और कुछ एग्जांपल दे, स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल्स बेटा.
So bringing sachet in the sauce form or is shampoo form, sir.
Okay, that is market development.
Yeah, sir. Market development.
Explain that.
So existing products in the new market, sir. Existing product in the new market, sir.
नहीं रे, मार्केट डेवलपमेंट इज व्हाट वोडाफोन. वोडाफोन किधर था? यूके में. किधर आ गया? इंडिया में. सुजुकी, वेट सुजुकी वाज कम ऑन जापान.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, right. So like example, you said also that in textbooks, Gucci shoes means it is a Europe-based company. When it comes to India, it's a market development for it.
which example?
Gucci shoes, sir. Gucci.
हाँ, गुची, राइट. ठीक है.
Yeah,
तो
yeah.
गुची बोला क्या? तू तो कुछ और ही बोल रहा था, शाशे बोल रहा था.
नहीं सर, वो कुछ अलग लगा था.
हाँ, तो फिर दाल बाटी चूरमा खा के पढ़ेगा कैसे चलेगा? चलो एनीवे.
Yes.
प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट, चलो बोलो, टेल मी. प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट में 1+1, 1+2, 1+3, you are bringing new products in the market, right? So that was product development. Now beta, pay attention. Abhi, please listen, all of you. In your chart now there is one correction. That is why I was insisting. All of you pay attention. First option is stability. Second is expansion. Expansion के अंदर first part intensification we have done. Second, diversification. Third, let me explain mergers and acquisition, strategic alliance, beta. Then I'll tell you what is the change in that. Okay? Now listen, please. Chalo bolo, first was what? Tell me all of you. Intensification. Next is jaldi bolo fast. Diversification. Diversification may we have come and tell me horizontal, vertical, concentric, and conglomerate. Intensification में what was there? Market development, product development, and come on tell me market penetration. Now mergers and acquisition. So in accounts you study that particular topic now. Amalgamation and absorption. That is mergers and acquisition. Now beta, mergers and acquisition, what interest, why mergers and acquisition takes place? And how do we give a proper explanation? Pay attention. Suppose there is a company A selling some goods in the market and competing with company B. Now to sell the products in the market to increase the sale, B company says buy 1 pack, get 1 pack free. A says buy 1, get 1 free. Beta, what are they doing? They are competing. They're trying to pull the others down. So one day some sensible person comes and says, how long you'll fight like that? To become one company AB. So one kind of a marriage takes place of A and B, and a new company is formed, students, AB. Merger. My country, there is a particular company by the name Quality. Ice creams they used to make and sell. Then bacha, another company was introduced by Brook Bond by the name Walls. So Walls ice cream was there. And they used to compete with each other. Then one person said, Chupre, come together, get married, and have a company by the name Quality Walls. So, bacha, when it is what mutually agreed by both the parties, they come together and form one company, that will be mergers. Another example, bacha, of acquisition can be when there is company A and there is another company B. What happens? After some while, A and B becomes A. So when one company takes over other company, that is acquisition. Abhi suno, when acquisition takes place, it can be on a friendly term. Meaning what? B feels it cannot compete with A because A is too big a player and B feels I can't compete. Acha, B feels it's better that if I go out of the business, I get some money now, I can do some other business better. So, beta, with all good deeds, or you can say with good intentions, B gives the company to A, or A acquires B. So that is a friendly acquisition. Pyar se. Then, Suren, there are times when A wants to take B and B is not ready. So what A does, it forcefully buys the shares from the market of company B and takes over. Then, bacha, the company becomes A, but that takeover will be called as hostile takeover. Kya bolenge usko, Navneet? What will called as what, come on? Hostile. Repeat, but I said two types of takeover: friendly and hostile. Abhi listen. One example: friendly takeover. And remember this, beta, in the exam you have to write this. There was a company Coca-Cola, and there was a company Thumbs Up. पार्ले सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक्स याद है बच्चा थम्स अप ने प्यार से मारवाड़ी ना पैसा चाहिए तो व्हाट इट डिड इट सोल्ड थम्स अप टू कोका कोला took the money and then I told you all students they started the distillery business. So it happened on a friendly term, friendly takeover or acquisition. Other case, there was a company in a country by the name LTI, Larsen and Toubro Infotech. And there is another company in a country by the name Mindtree. Mindtree, you heard Vishwanatha, Navinita, सुना है नाम बेटा? Mindtree नहीं सुना है? You know तुम्हारा बैंगलोर का चीफ मिनिस्टर था SM Krishna. Remember Rajesh Shivani? क्या था? SM Krishna. SM Krishna's son-in-law was some Mr. क्या नाम था उसका? He had promoted that CCD business. CCD's Cafe Coffee Day. Siddhartha. Siddhartha was one of the promoters of Mindtree, mind you. And bacha, Mindtree company was very good, giving competition to LTI, Larsen & Toubro Infotech, and doing excellent work. Then what happened? Mindtree was doing that work which LTI would have done at a lesser rate, maybe at a lesser price. Maybe they were doing the work better, so they were getting some contracts which LTI should have got. So what Larsen & Toubro Infotech did, it started buying the shares of Mindtree. And what it did, it purposely created a demand for the shares of Mindtree. So bacha, Mindtree share prices started rising. And all these promoters who were there, they were becoming so happy. 10 rupees share was 300, 400, 500. LTI raised the price to 1000. So Siddhartha and all these people, they sold some shares. LTI took over the shares. More than 51% shares they had. And bacha, on the day of the annual general meeting, it was realized that Mindtree has lost its mind. Why? Now Mindtree is taken over by LTI. Matlab bacha, it's a hostile takeover. Hostile takeover mein student relations are not good. But then bacha, boss is always the boss. Now Mindtree has to do what LTI expects it to do. So please, first all of you tell me, first was what? Intensification, diversification. Third is mergers and acquisition. Mergers and acquisition mein beta question will come. What are the types? Horizontal, vertical. Please remember, this is important. Co-generic. And fourth is conglomerate. So beta, remember, there I'd use the term concentric. Here I'm using the word co-generic. So if in the exam a question comes for 4 marks, you write concentric. Well, you're showing you don't know. Na? Here there are 4 types, bacha, same horizontal, vertical, but that is different, co-generic and conglomerate. Now, how to explain mergers and acquisition में horizontal? Simple. First example, come on, tell me. Same example that I gave over here. State Bank of India got merged with, come on, 5 associate banks. Horizontal merger. Today, bacha, there is a bank by the name Punjab National Bank. There is a bank by the name, come on, tell me, Oriental Bank of Commerce. And there is a bank by the name Vijaya Bank. Now there is no OBC, there is no Vijaya Bank, they have all become PNB. Horizontal merger. Vertical merger mein beta, suno, there is a company in India by the name Mahindra and Mahindra. Shivani, to kiska company hai ye? Mahindra wale ka, right beta? Mahindra's company. Now Mahindra and Mahindra is the owner of this particular company. They make jeeps, tractors, and some big SUVs. Now, that particular production that they make was the finished product. But for that, they needed spare parts, raw materials, which was provided by a company by the name Swaraj Automobiles. I repeat, क्या नाम था company का? Swaraj Automobiles. So, beta, Swaraj Automobile used to provide spare parts, right? Abhi Anand Mahindra said that you should make goods for us only, but Swaraj Automobile said, no, I make for Maruti also. Bola, kya karte? Chup. You should make only for us. But it said no. So one day what Anand Mahindra did? Simple. It purchased only Swaraj Automobile. Navaneet, right? It purchased why? So that now what we want you to do, you'll do that only. So it's in the same line, bacha, that would be called as vertical backward integration. Simple, vertical backward integration. I'll give one more example of horizontal. Mahindra and Mahindra, bacha, very good, very big company. Anand Mahindra is in news nowadays. Thar Jeep I want to buy, we are not getting. And he is giving gift to that cricketers, Natarajan, Mohammad Siraj, Shardul Thakur, उनको gift दे रहा है. अब बच्चा, this particular person, Anand Mahindra, has so much of money that one student, he had gone to Korea, and there was one particular company making good cars, but still couldn't survive the competition from the Hyundais, the Kias. So this company was about to get closed. He said, no, I'll buy that company. So bacha, Mahindra and Mahindra purchased that company by the name SsangYong. So imagine students, SsangYong when Mahindra and Mahindra purchased, that was horizontal. When Mahindra and Mahindra takes Swaraj Automobiles, that is vertical, same line. Co-generic का मतलब क्या बचा? You are doing some business and something as general as that business is up for sale, and you decide to take over. Take an example. In India, there is a company by the name LG, Life's Good. LG says we make refrigerators, washing machine, फिर क्या होता है? Oven, right? Air fryers, I don't know, but most of the kitchen equipments they make. There is one particular company, students in India, by the name Anjali Kitchenware. Navneet, which company? Anjali Kitchenware. Now they make things which are needed in the kitchen. So bacha, LG decides to what, come and take over Anjali Kitchenware. So they are in the same line of business. That kind of a merger will be called as co-generic merger. Agreed? क्या बेटा बोलेंगे? Co-generic merger. Okay. लिखा सबने? बेटा examples please note it down, all of you. I want you students. सब लिखो merger acquisition का. Note down everything. Vinay. Let's go ahead. Okay. Conglomerate would mean what, students? Simple. You either take over or merge with a particular business which is not related to your business. Like one day Ratan Tata is a big name, na? Imagine what he did one day. But one day he realized that one of his best business is actually Tata Steel. And Tata Steel factory, good work they used to do. Very good use of resources they are having. Today, bacha, Tata Steel share price is 800 rupees. 10 rupees share, 800. Very nice. So one student, one of the biggest steel company in the world was for sale. That company was known as Chorus. What Ratan Tata did? He purchased Chorus company. Then one fine day student, he realized what? Listen, kya tha wo? Jaguar was for sale. Today, imagine you tell your dad to buy a Jaguar car. That Jaguar car shouldn't cost what? Almost 90 lakhs to 1 crore. So unless and until your dad is a very rich businessman or a politician, very difficult to buy. Ratan Tata shouldn't bought that company only Jaguar. He bought that company only Land Rover and Range Rover. So he was in what business? Textile. See, steel plant is buying. Companies which make cars is buying. The government of India is helpless, saying, "Yaar, Air India chalta nahi hai." So what it is saying? "Challa, मैं खरीद लेगा." अरे, बोला यार सर एक plane नहीं बेचने का. बोला यार all planes I'll buy. So imagine students, what is he doing? Wherever he sees an opportunity, he says, "I want to grab that opportunity." इसको बोलते हैं बेटा हिम्मत. Risk. Taking appetite is there. And hats off to this person. But exemplary qualities. Sometime I'll talk with you all students that 2008 when that Kasab came to a country and maximum problem they had created in the Taj Hotel, right? And Taj Hotel belonged to whom? To the Tata Group. You'll be shocked, students. He compensated to every person in his hotel who had suffered because of that particular terrorist attack. Everyone possible, bacha. There was one boy who had joined that day, and these people shot at his leg something, he got hurt. Some people who died, there are some people who became handicapped. He personally went to everyone's house, and you know what he did? He gave them the compensation. Second, so no, he said those people who have died, how many years of this job is remaining? That much salary he gave it to them. Such a good gesture, na? And imagine on the other hand, Government of India. There was one girl. You know, Pakistani used to say what? Kasab is not from Pakistan. He's some Hindu. Bola, "Acha." Now, one girl, that girl was what age? Beta, 12 years of age. 12, 10 years of age, I suppose. This girl was shot in her leg at the VT station where she had seen Kasab. And she identified this person did shoot everyone. This girl was supposed to get some particular reward from the government of India. Today, bacha, it's the 13th year. Till yet, she's not been given any amount of money. And Ratan Tata gave crores of rupees as compensation, everyone possible who suffered even an inch of loss. And bacha, you know, hats off to such kind of people. That time, Tata used to make a vehicle, Tata Sumo. Tata Sumo देखा है क्या? हाँ, राजेश बेटा भी था उसपे, right? Tata Sumo vehicle, student, Pakistan had given an order to us for 500 Tata Sumo vehicles. He cancelled that order. He said, what? I will not supply. Forget it. Let that remain in my country as scrap. But I will not give it to you. That is what is needed. In fact, then the hotel was destroyed, Bacha. You'll be shocked. And listen, beta, you be good people, please. I'll tell you a important point. So he invited tenders from people who will repair and make the hotel proper again. So there are two Pakistanis they gave the tender. तो बोला क्या सर तुम लोग कैसे हैं? First you send people, kill our people, ravage the full hotel, and now you want to what? Do the repairing work. He said, I'll not give. That work was student worth 800 crores. Not a small amount. Pakistan pe Imran Khan would have not seen 800 crores के लिए. अभी आगे क्या? Imagine those people were sitting from morning till evening, waiting to talk to him. Ratan Tata said, no, I'll not talk. You know what happened? These two Pakistanis went to a Congress leader's place. And the Congress leader then calls Ratan Tata and says, I have these two people. Why don't you give the contract to them? Why don't you give the contract to them? Imagine our politician is saying like that. So गुस्सा आता है ना, ऐसा लगता है बैठ जाओ उसके ऊपर. Right now? So you know what Ratan Tata told that politician? You are a shameless person. You can think of these things. Well, I would not ever allow that person to come into my office again. One rupee student, any person lost he gave. Imagine students that kind of bit of chorus. In one day, he gave a payment of what 12,000 crore. So 12,000 crore kisko bolte beta? You getting a point? So much of crores of rupees he gave to buy Jaguar, Land Rover, Range Rover. And then there were people, they used to say, why he bought Jaguar, he is so not able to sell Nano. We are Indians, sir. We are very good in finding faults in others. He is like that, he is like that. Bloody, you improve, na? Very easy to student talk against others. Na? Very easy, students, to talk ill of others without improving yourself. Nonsense. People said you can't sell Nano. Why you want to buy Jaguar? Jaguar are not going to sell to the people of a country. That is afterwards when they become rich. Now, Jaguar is sold in China. Jaguar is sold in America. Jaguar is sold students in the European country. And there I'll sell. I'll make money now. Pagal hai kya? He's a man worth students what? Tata Empires is worth more than $100 billion. $100 billion. Kisko bolte? क्या लिया सब ले लिया and see the best part Shivani Ison, you know what 65% of the profit that they make what they do they give it for charity. That kind of people we want in my country. Yeah, bloody a politician, see how greedy they are, how all the policies are students what horrible, no? चलो जरा गुस्सा आएगा हाँ conglomerate बचा like this it is चलो okay so first was stability expansion में first is intensification diversification mergers and acquisition then beta very important is strategic alliance listen strategic alliance now what do you mean by strategic alliance please listen students kindly pay attention strategic alliance means this you know if merger hey suno beta dhyan se sab log all the 50 students were there if merger was a marriage coming together quality walls and doing business together it was a marriage strategic alliance is a live-in relationship it's a marriage for convenience strategic alliances are undertaken when the feeling is 1 plus 1 is more than 2. Navani, understanding? 1 plus 1 is more than 2, meaning what, beta? One person feels, I cannot fight with the competitor. This person feels, I cannot fight with the competitor. So better we come together and form a strategic alliance. Like what? In my country students, I'll give the example of my state, Maharashtra. Kahan se Mahan hai pata nahi, but Maharashtra mein bacha, when the elections happen now, state government elections. Listen, but you should understand this is important. So one of the most prominent party we have is Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena hai, and Shiv Sena was in a live-in relation with BJP. BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party. They were ruling the state. They were in power. Elections were held. And in the election, there are 4 major parties which were there. Congress was there, and one is NCP. NCP Sharad Pawar. National Congress Party. Now, Shiv Sena and BJP fought together as one. So, beta, those people, pay attention, like in my area, we had a candidate from Shiv Sena. But even BJP people used to what? Canvass for him. Okay, vote him because we are together. Achha, then students, elections happened. Results came. When results came, BJP had, let us say, 40 seats. Shiv Sena had 30 seats. Congress had 20 seats. And NCP had 35 seats. Now, example, there's some regional parties were also there. Now, one who wants to come into power, I'll make one change. Suppose BJP got 30 seats and Shiv Sena got 30 seats. So, beta, these two people have got together 60 seats. Now, who should be ruling the state should have at least 70 seats. Example I'm giving to you. 70 seats chahiye. So, bacha, these two people together said what? We can't form. Here they are separate, they cannot form. So, one day Shiv Sena had a meeting with Congress and NCP. Achha, till now they were fighting with each other. Ki Congress chor, NCP Maha chor, now all like that. Shiv Sena used to say, and Congress and NCP used to say Shiv Sena is chor. Ab bacha, what happened? When the results came, Shiv Sena had a meeting with Congress and NCP and said what? See, if you joined with me, so my party Shiv Sena has 30 seats, you have 35, they have 20. We can form a strategic alliance amongst ourselves. So, beta, what is this? This is marriage for convenience, na? I feel what if I remain with BJP, I can't rule the state. In other words, I would put it in a very rash term. I cannot loot the state. So might as well do what? Come on, I may join some other particular party and start. Come on, what? Start having an alliance. And bacha, this kind of a alliance you generally find in, come on, political parties called a strategic alliance. Now, what has happened? BJP has become the opposition, right? And these three strange bedfellows they have become, in the sense that students they have become partners in crime. So this was a temporary partnership that was formed, live-in relationship, students, only with an intention to what? Form the government. You know what is happening, students. The police commissioner of Maharashtra the other day said, now, the Home Minister Anil Deshmukh tells me, collect from the bar owners 100 crore rupees every month and give it to me. So, bacha, this strategic alliance was for what purpose? Not ruling the state, but to make money. Yes. Such a kind of a relationship, student, strategic alliance. Alliance, kya likha is there? Nepal also, beta, everywhere there is strategic alliance. I'll give you one more example. Please listen, beta, dhyan. All of you are paying attention, I suppose. Yeah, Vinay, सुन रहा है ना? नियति, understanding बेटा? अंशुल, सुन रहा है कि नहीं? पक्का ना कि कुछ खा रहा है? चलो सुनो, एक और एग्जाम्पल. हमारे कंट्री का सबसे बड़ा स्टेट कौन सा बच्चा? उत्तर प्रदेश, राइट? बिग स्टेट. Now, bacha, in this big state, there was one party which used to rule for many years. That was called as Samajwadi Party. Mulayam Singh was the chief minister for many years. Then Mulayam ne bahut loot liya. Then he made his son Akhilesh Yadav the chief minister of UP. For some years, we used to have that elephant nahi, Mayawati, na? Bahujan Samajwadi Party. Mayawati was the chief minister. Have you played listen? So two parties always, Samajwadi Party, Bahujan Samajwadi Party. They used to rule the state for many years. And bacha, too much of corruption. I gave you one example of corruption, students, of Maggie Noodles ka. Remember the first lecture? Maggie Noodles, Akhilesh Yadav ka case tha. Now when Samajwadi Party used to stand for election, they used to say that Mayawati is a chore. Chore why? Because she has taken a lot of money from the government when she was in the post of chief minister. Mayawati used to say Akhilesh Yadav is a gunda. He is himself a terrorist, an Naxalite. Okay. Now, bacha, in the elections that just happened some time back, BJP said we'll also contest. Ajo. And they made Aditya, Yogi Adityanath. Yaad hai? Bagwa color pen ki ghumte rehte. Now, Yogi Adityanath, when he came, he was very powerful, very clear person. And biggest thing is what? He will not do any corruption because he doesn't have a family to support. Right? Either legal or illegal. Now what? Simple. Bacha, Samajwadi Party, Bahujan Samajwadi Party felt what? कि साला ये बहुत पावरफुल है योगी आदित्यनाथ. तो क्या करी? They both came together. Samajwadi and Bahujan Samajwadi Party, and bacha, when they came together, what they started doing? Till yesterday, they were each other's enemy. Now they became friends. Akhilesh Yadav used to call Mayawati Chor. Now he calls her Bua. Bua means what? Father's sister. Okay, Bua. She would call him Bhatija, nephew. And Bua and Bhatija wanted to fight against Yogi Adityanath. this kind of relationship, students, where the idea is what you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I cannot alone do anything. You also cannot do alone anything, Mayawati would say. So might as well come together and fight against Yogi Adityanath. When such kind of a thinking, but in Karnataka politics, so all these things keep on happening. Navneet, right now, I know I follow that, but I don't want to say all those things. But Bida, you need to understand, these are politics, they are strange bedfellows. They'll do anything only for their happiness, only for them to make money. They are not bothered about you. So I was reading a book there, it said, who's an idiot? An idiot is one who doesn't cast his vote. So there are many idiots in my country who don't cast their vote. And then we get such substandard, poor quality political leaders who rule our country. So we have to exercise a ballot and give votes to the people who deserve. So we will not have such kind of cartoons as such. Agreed, Navanita, Samanvaya, right? So this is one example of strategic alliance. Abhis, listen. I think Hyderabad branch asked me, sir, strategic alliances only in politics? No, strategic alliances do happen, come on, in business also. So where in business, take this example. Beta, in our country, there is a company by the name Mahindra and Mahindra, right? Good company. They make tractors, Jeep, big SUVs. And Mahindra saw that in France, there is a company which makes very good cars and small SUVs. Company ka name was Renault. Please understand. So Mahindra and Mahindra asked these people, sir, we have in India a good number of showrooms, very big factory. We make big cars, but we don't make cars as good as Renault. So Renault became very happy. Bola, okay, I'll come in India. Bola, please come. So Renault said, we will give you the technology. We'll make cars together. Bola, come on. So bacha, there was a kind of a synergy between these two companies, Mahindra and Renault, and that synergy would be called as strategic alliance. Wait, right, another example. India, bacha, there is a company by the name Hero Motors. Hero Munjal, Punjabis, they started this company. And there is a Japanese company by the name Honda. So, bacha, Hero used to make cycles. Honda used to make motorcycles. Hero had very good network in our country. Honda wanted to enter in India. So what they said, chalo, temporary strategic alliance will form. And bacha, company was formed, Hero Honda. Please, students, understand what I'm going to say now. I said these are not arranged marriages, like merger. These are actually what marriages of convenience. So in such kind of relationship now, because once your intentions are fulfilled, then you don't feel like remaining in that particular marriage. So very soon they get divorced. Listen now, pay attention. Both these examples that I've given to you are such that the strategic alliance did not last it. You know very well, Mahindra and Mahindra bacha came with Renault and they had started in India a car by the name Logan. Logan car tha, dikha tha Navneet, nahi dikha beta. Logan was one car they had made. It was a sedan. Mahindra and Mahindra never used to make sedan. So that car they made very cheap and good car. Now bacha, they had made a car sometime back by the name Verito. Verito, they have a car. That also with the help of that particular strategic alliance. But what happened? Things didn't work out properly. There were some problems in their understanding. And Mahindra Renault, I said they divorced. You know, today Hero Honda, they were in that strategic alliance for almost 20 years. But today Hero is separate, Honda is separate. So, bacha, chalo first tell me, here what is the problem? Strategic alliances may not survive for a long period of time. Maybe because here, student, there is a risk of what? Pay attention what I'm writing. There is a risk of sharing. क्या बेटा क्या sharing? What sharing I'm talking about? Tell me. In strategic alliance, there is a problem of what? Pay attention. Renault would say, "Salam, मैं India में आएगा, and I will give Mahindra and Mahindra what? Come on, tell me. Technology. And you learn from the technology and you'll make cars afterwards." Now we think that has happened. Mahindra and Mahindra learned from Renault, made a Verito, and now the marriage is over. Now, sometime back, student, Mahindra and Mahindra came with an electric vehicle by the name Verito. So, problem is what, students? Problem of sharing. There is a fear that if we come together, the other party will come to know the secrets of our business. Hero Honda mein bacha, Honda said we were in relation for 20 years and you learned all the tricks of trade. Today, imagine, beta, don't get me wrong, Hero knows how to make better motorcycles like Honda does. And it is giving competition to Honda motorcycles in India. Tomorrow, what will happen? Tomorrow, beta, wherever Honda is selling its motorcycle, Hero can launch these motorcycles in all those countries. So there is a risk sharing, technology, secrets. There is a problem of how to share the profits. Profits कैसे share करें? Hero says, I have my place. Honda says, I gave you technology. We were able to sell the motorcycle because of our technology. Hero said we were able to sell because we had place. Maro fir jagda karo. Which in that process, sharing of profits becomes a big issue. So most of the time it doesn't succeed. But beta, please understand, when the strategic alliances are there with an intention to help someone, genuine, then it stays. You know, again, one example that comes to your mind is Tata. Tata Motor students had introduced Indica, Indigo, Nano car, but all cars were not doing good. But Tata had started a showroom students all over the country. Listen, at that point of time, one company students were there which got closed in India, that was Fiat Motors. Fiat Motors used to have the premier Padmini cars. Abhi problem is, bacha, the showrooms are closed, Fiat. So where do they sell premier Padmini cars? Remember in one of the lectures I had explained risk. In that I had given this example, the engine ka example I had given. The premier Padmini car wanted to sell their cars, but they don't have showrooms. So what to do? They first asked Maruti. Maruti said, in my showroom, we don't have place to keep our cars. Maro, fir kya kare? They requested Tata Motors. Tata Motors said yes. As it is my showroom, I have Indica, Indigo, Nano, which people don't want to buy. So might as well you can keep your Fiat cars over here and sell. So the intention is what? To help. And beta, this marriage lasted till the time Fiat was able to sell its cars. Now one student asked, sir, is it good to be so gracious? Nahi beta. Ratan Tata is a businessman at the end of the day. What he did? Obviously, he charged rent from the Fiat company. Why? Because I'm giving you my place now. You go to a theater. Let us say that theatre is Inox. Inox is a limited company. Now, bacha, in the theatre, there is a canteen. You know, those particular stalls are there. The stalls don't belong to Inox. It belongs to some person who brings the product and sells it over there. So this person, let us say that is Navaneet. And Navaneet does that work of canteen in Inox Theatre. So what is going on in between them? There is a strategic alliance. In a theatre, you want that in the interval, people should get something to eat, something to drink. Inox say that's not our work. Navaneet says I can do that work. So come. Near my house student, this particular office is there of Deloitte. So there are more than 2,000 students who come over here to work. In fact, Deloitte company now. 2,000 chartered accountants who come to work. But they have a lot of work to do. So, bacha, they needed a person who will have a canteen. Previously, they used to make tea, idli, all that stuff, and children used to say, so it tastes horrible. Now, bacha, they are called a Shetty. And what Shetty is doing? Shetty has started a particular canteen. So that canteen he manages, he makes a lot of money. And people also are happy. Basically, the idea is what? Let's be of help to each other. Deloitte says, I'm not going to prepare dosa, idli, and all that stuff. Shetty says, I know how to do all that. So, chal, tu aaja. And there is some kind of strategic alliance that happens between them. Suppose tomorrow Rajesh becomes a chartered accountant. Rajesh, I said, suppose you become a chartered accountant. Anshul also becomes a CEO. So Rajesh is doing the work of what? Audit. He specializes in audit. Anshul says he does the work of GST. So, bacha, Anshul gets a client where he wants to do audit work. So, what Anshul does, he refers to Rajesh. And if Rajesh gets a client who wants some GST work, he refers it to Anshul. So, what is happening? There is a kind of a strategic alliance. How long it is there, it depends upon the whims and fancies of the people as such. Sometimes it remains. Sometimes it remains for 20 years. I give the example, student Hero Honda. Sometimes, bacha, it does get divorced in 2 years. Mahindra and come on, what is the example I said? Renault. Today, beta, Renault also learned the trade. Na? Renault realized where you need to have showrooms. And Renault started its own car. What is the name? Duster, Kiger, all that stuff, Triber. So all this stuff that Renault is coming with, they learned from Mahindra. Mahindra learned from them. So I said, bacha, it is a marriage of convenience. Please have a look, students. Conglomerate जाएगा आगे. Vertical merger. Okay. Strategic alliance. It is very important from now on. Chapter becomes important from examination point of view. So in your interest, please pay attention. In your exams, questions will be based on this. Because that is why I gave so much of explanation. थोड़ा पानी पी लेता हूँ. एक सेकंड मेरे तो चलेगा ना? Yeah. Please pay attention. Strategic alliance, we'll read this, beta. Have a look, please, in your books. It's a relationship between two or more business that enables each to achieve certain strategic objective, which neither would be able to achieve alone on its own. I said 1 + 1 is greater than 2. One is not good enough to defeat Yogi Adityanath. So Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav came together. What are the advantages from strategic alliance, bacha? It can be economic, strategic, organizational, and political. What is economic advantage, bacha? See, there can be reduction in cost and risk. by distributing them across the members of the alliance. You know? They say more the merrier. And the work gets divided in a way that one does that work which he knows best. Renault will be making cars. Mahindras will be what? Selling the cars. Profits are there, they'll divide. Losses are there, they'll share that particular profit. Losses as such. And then, bacha, if you have the best of both of the world, there will be greater economies of scale can be obtained in an alliance as production volume can increase, causing the cost per unit to decline. What is strategic? Rivals can join together to cooperate instead of compete. Why to fight? Let's become one. It's as simple as that. Vertical integration can be created, right? Strategic alliance will be useful to create a competitive advantage. Why Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav wanted to come together so that they can compete with Yogi Adityanath, like that. This may also help the future business opportunities and development of new products and technology. It's easy with that. Organizational and political literacy helps to learn necessary skills and obtain certain capabilities from strategic partners. You know? I said, now you learn so many things. Hero would say, we know only making cycles, but motorcycles, how? So they learned everything from it. And but obviously, when you learn tomorrow, you'll use those things for your benefit. May also enhance productive capacity, provide a distribution system, extend distribution system will develop because they have in the country. Good or service that complements, they're creating a synergy. And the easy which strategic partner who is well known as also has add legitimacy and credibility to a new venture. Political. Political, take an example, you understand like this. Okay, listen, Anshul, give me an example of a political reason for strategic alliance. Anshul Bapna, तू बेटा ध्यान नहीं दे रहा है. Give me example political reason for strategic alliance. कुछ एग्जाम्पल दे सकता है? नहीं तो नियति रेडी है, अभी 2 मिनट में देगी आंसर. Rajesh बोल. Rajesh, you want to say? To enter into foreign market, Rajesh. अब राजेश बोलो बेटा, अनम्यूट करो खुद को. Unmute yourself, बेटा.
Sir, political advantage you said na, like Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav merged to defeat to fight against the Adi Yogi Nath.
नहीं वो पॉलिटिक्स में हुआ बेटा.
You are asking example of what?
पॉलिटिकल एडवांटेज नहीं निकाला. मैं बता, मेरे को आता है बेटा, सुन तेरे को अच्छा एग्जांपल देता, सुन ध्यान से. नियति, you want to say बेटा something? चलो मैं बताता, मेरे को आता है बेटा, आप लोग सुनो प्लीज. Don't get me wrong. Political benefit is something like this. Take this case, and you should know this, huh? Beta, we have in our country those small shopkeepers doing business. है ना, बनिया होता ना, छोटे-छोटे दुकान लेके बैठा है. Then we have a big bazaar. We have DMart. Now, for some time, one of the biggest such kind of supermarket in the world belongs to whom? Come on, Walmart. अंशुल देखा है कभी वॉलमार्ट? इधर देख बेटा, फिर इधर देख. बुक में पढ़ना बाद में, मैं 10 बार बोल चुका हूँ. वॉलमार्ट is very big, students. Means it may be 10 times bigger than Big Bazaar. So big stores they are. Now Walmart wants to come to India, but government of India is not allowing. नहीं आने का. क्यों? सर तू आएगा तो बिग बाजार, डीमार्ट, ये लोग सबको तकलीफ होगा. Shopkeeper तो मर जाएगा. So now what? You know Walmart did what? Walmart purchased an Indian company बच्चा by the name Flipkart. Flipkart का नाम सुना है? राजेश. तो बच्चा इंडिया में आना अलाउड नहीं था ना, तो what they did what a Sindhi would have done. समझ में आया? चालाकी किया। चालाकी क्या किया बेटा? They bought an Indian company, Flipkart, and Walmart came to India. Now, बच्चा, government of India may have no other option but to agree to Walmart कि चल चालू कर अभी. Example number 2, Rajesh Shivani says, sir, I want to start my business in Dubai. So, bacha, if you want to start your business in Bangalore, Mumbai, so it's very easy. You are an Indian, you buy a shop, you take a place and start business activities. Now, Rajesh says, I want to start in Dubai. Dubai government has strictly said no foreigner can buy a place in Dubai. No foreigner. Second, no foreigner can do business in Dubai in his own name. तो ये बेचारा बोलता है सर दुबई इज अ बिग मार्केट, मैं क्या करूं? तो बच्चा, imagine in Dubai there is one particular person who's living, let us say, पता नहीं सबको ABC. This person is a Dubai resident. So what our Shivani does, he goes and meets ABC. He makes friendship with him. उसको पटाएगा, right? पापड़ खिलाएगा, कुछ और पिलाएगा, and then he would say, why don't we both form a partnership? अभी ABC बहुत खुश हो जाएगा, बोलेगा क्या partnership? He says, I want to start this business in Dubai. तो आजा. तो बोला AB से, I don't have money, I will not put anything. बोला नहीं, I know you will not put anything. I will make you a silent partner. अच्छा, क्या देगा मेरे को? तो सिंधी आदमी बोला 1% देगा. बोला चला जा यहाँ से. 1% में I will not allow you. So that person will say 10 to 20%. So Rajesh gives him 10-20%, keeps the remaining 80% with himself, and gains entry in what comes Dubai market. Reason is what? He wants to do business in Dubai. And what has happened between him and his friend ABC? A strategic alliance. अब सोचो बेटा नियति, इसमें किसको फायदा हुआ? Who will get the benefit? Rajesh also. That person in Dubai also, na beta. Why? We getting 20% profit. And what is his stake in that business? That ABC has not invested 1 rupee also. Are understanding? He's not invested 1 rupee only because he's a citizen from Dubai. So imagine this boy plays a game. Sindhi dimag istemal kiya. और वो दिमाग इस्तेमाल करके he's got entry into a foreign country. That is what it means, Rajesh. Sometimes strategic alliances are formed with the local foreign business to gain entry into a foreign market. Please note down that. Gain entry into a foreign market because of local prejudices or legal barriers to entry. Forming strategic alliance with political influential partners may also help to improve your influence and position. Imagine if I want to come to Karnataka and start a business and तुम्हारा chief minister कौन है उधर का? Bangalore, कर्नाटक का chief minister कौन है? Who's the chief minister? Yedurappa. Oh my God, BJP, है ना? So Yedurappa is the chief minister. Yedurappa, bacha, I will not say much, but you know, na, he was very, very, but I start a business and I make him a partner in my business. So, bacha, Lakshmi prasann ho jayegi, na? You got the point? In the sense that I'll be able to make good amount of money. So, political benefit. Now, this is important. What is the disadvantage of strategic alliance? I said sharing. They say sharing is caring, but your business, sharing is not caring. Sharing is what? Losing our share. So, beta, strategic alliance require sharing of resources and profits, and also sharing knowledge and skill that otherwise organizations may not like to share. That is lafda. Sharing knowledge and skills can be problematic if they involve trade secrets. agreements can be executed to very simple है तुम पढ़ लो ये देखो potential customer. What is potential customer beta? Strategic alliance may create a potential potential competitor. An ally may become a competitor in future when it decides to separate out. क्या मतलब इसका? Hero and Honda were first together. Now they both make motorcycles. They both make that scooter. So बच्चा कल तक शादीशुदा थे, है ना? Now what? Now they are fighting with each other to get a bigger share of the pie. So बच्चा कल तक जिसके साथ हम जिंदगी बिताने का बोल रहे थे, today we are trying to pull down those people. That can be the problem. Is this clear? Agreed? Abhi, my dear students, all of you remember there is one change you have to make in the chart. See, the change is this. Please remember, beta. First is stability. Second is expansion. बेटा एक्सपांशन के अंदर क्या आएगा चलो बोलो इंटेंसिफिकेशन डाइवर्सिफिकेशन मर्जर्स एक्विजिशन स्ट्रेटेजिक अलायंस थर्ड जो है ना बेटा रिट्रेंचमेंट आई डू लाइक दिस पे अटेंशन माइंड यू लिक्विडेशन इज नॉट अ पार्ट ओवर हियर तो इट शुड बी लाइक दिस मैं यहां लिखता हूं आपको समझ में आ जाएगा बेटा आई राइट थर्ड केसेस रिट्रेंचमेंट. Then beta, what you should do now, retrenchment could divide into two parts, right? Internal retrenchment, external retrenchment. You can note down in your notebook. मैं अभी तुमको you'll understanding बेटा retrenchment जो है ना देखो इधर जैसे दिया ना वैसे नहीं लिखने का मैं यहाँ लिख देता हूँ आपको अच्छी तरह लिख देता हूँ समझ में आएगा. When I say third option is retrenchment, you are supposed to write retrenchment can be internal, retrenchment can be external. Internal retrenchment के अंदर you have one option, turnaround. External में first option you have is divestment and second option you have is called as liquidation. Okay, क्या बेटा क्या चलो बोलो जल्दी से फास्ट. What is the first option I said? Tell me first, all of you. Stability. Second was what? Expansion. Expansion में there were four. Bolo, first was what? Intensification, diversification, mergers and acquisition, and strategic alliance. Third is retrenchment. Retrenchment में there is internal, there is external. Near the internal में क्या बेटा turnaround. External में क्या divestment and liquidation. अभी please today I'll teach you retrenchment में and turnaround. हाँ मुझे आता है ये आप लोग सुनो ध्यान से. बेटा how do we understand ना? Pay attention. Retrenchment. First and basic thing that you need to know is retrenchment is actually opposite of expansion. So retrenchment is opposite of expansion. I would say retrenchment is actually, come on, contraction of business. क्या बोला बेटा? Contraction. मतलब क्या? मतलब ये I am doing the business now. Now I don't want to expand. In fact, I want to discontinue. Some product. Discontinue some product, matlab some product which I was making and selling. I don't feel I should sell those products. I don't want to sell some goods in some market. So I was selling goods in so many different markets. So some market I say, nahi bechna. So beta, I want to discontinue some product. I don't want to sell goods in some market. Maybe retrenchment may, I'm fed up with my business. I want to sell the business. Retrenchment may be something like this, students. I feel that there is too much of competition in the industry and I cannot face the competition. मेरे पास ताकत नहीं है. Imagine today, but Tatas have, listen, Vistara, Air Asia, and bacha, they are taking over Indian Airlines, and maybe they'll start it as what Tata Airlines. You know? Abhi Niyati, imagine beta, Vistara is doing such good business. Air Asia, good economical, no frill airlines like Indigo and Tata Airlines they have. There may be a small company student doing some business, SpiceJet. What SpiceJet will feel? क्या करेगा इनके सामने? बेटा, I'm not saying ऐसा होगा. Suppose one person who's in competition with you is very, very financially sound, and you feel I cannot reach up to that particular financial standards. Okay, I'm selling a particular product, Tata Cars, okay, Indigo, and Toyota comes and sells its cars in India. So I know Toyota technology is very good. I cannot fight with it. So what I'm thinking, students, I'm thinking of selling of SpiceJet. I'm thinking of discontinuing Indigo. I feel I have to do something what abnormal if I have to remain in the business. Or business mein bacha, I will what? Suffer loss. A big important point, beta, please yaad rakho. Retrenchment generally would be thought about when a business does not gives you profit. In fact, your profits become negative. You will think of retrenchment, students, when customers don't want to buy your product. Customers say, nahi chahiye. When students, the labor in your company is having very high labor turnover. Labor turnover ka matlab acha, people join in your company and as soon as they join, they find one or the other reason to leave the company. So beta, neither you are able to sell goods, neither you are making profit, people are not wanting to work. Kya lagega? What should you do? Obviously, retrench. Retrench का मतलब बच्चा क्या लॉस मेकिंग है तो बंद करो, कम करो, क्लोज इट, रिड्यूस द बिजनेस. अभी प्लीज बेटा, ऑल ऑफ यू, दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. माय कंट्री ना, एंड डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग, we people have a lot of ego, and better they say na, empty vessel makes more noise. So businessmen, some people have lot of inflated ego. Their business is suffering from loss. Still they want to continue in the business. Why? Because they feel that if they retrench from business now, they will get a stigma. What stigma? Of a failure. Please understand, one person may have a feeling, if I stop this work, people will consider me a failure. And think, just because people will think I'm a failure, I don't want that they should think I'm a failure. I'm continuing with the loss-making business. You're a fool of the first kind then. Why you are continuing? Think properly, beta. Imagine if some particular work you're not doing properly, you have done till yet business, now nahi chal raha hai. बंद करो. Imagine we human being have a body and some part of a body is not functioning properly. And because of that, the full body is getting infected. Then you're a fool, you'll die with that infection. Remove that part. We don't want that particular thing, student. A person has two kidneys and one kidney gets spoiled. So remove it. A person can survive with one of it. So never have a feeling that, students, retrenchment is a stigma for failure. No, retrenchment is not a stigma. Retrenchment means what? You have that particular feeling to take defeat in your stride. And beta, we are human beings. They say, na, to err is human. We will make mistakes, yeah. You are not God. Na? We will make mistakes and then we learn from our mistakes. Rather than sailing in a ship which is about to sink, I better don't cross that particular place. Important point, beta. So be very clear. Retrenchment is not a reason that it becomes a stigma for failure. Many a times, this may be the best option. There's a book which says retrenchment is not the last option, but it's this situation, it is the best option. See, now retrenchment, mein beta, one option in retrenchment is what? Come on, tell me. Internal reconstruction. Sorry. One particular option we have is, listen, internal reconstruction. Internal reconstruction is what? Okay, Anil Ambani. अच्छा अंशुल तुमने लिखा था अनिल अंबानी. Anyway, Anil Ambani, ठीक है, बाद में बात करेंगे. Anil Ambani, for the world students, he shows he's a failure, but you know his house where he stays in Bandra is worth 5,000 crore rupees. राजेश, तेरा घर भी 5,000 करोड़ का है क्या? नियति, you have a house of 5,000 crore. नीति, where were you, man? गायब हो जाती बेटा. You don't keep your video off, bacha. Please listen. Pay attention. So one internal retrenchment, I've said, is something called as what? Turnaround. Okay. Last that we are going to study today. What is turnaround? So very simple words. I am doing a business in which I'm not performing well. Maybe I feel I'm inefficient. Maybe I feel I do not have sufficient funds. Maybe I feel my technology is not good. And many a time, students, please understand, it is the top management or the corporate level which is responsible for losses. So, beta, then the first option, what will anyone say? Imagine if Rajesh has started a business with so much of expectation, then one day his dad would say, beta, if you cannot manage, let someone else manage, so that he brings a turnaround. Turnaround is a U-turn. Your business, which was loss-making, we will give it to someone, and if we can make a profit-making company, that would be the case of what students turn around. First option. I mean, listen, this turnaround, when I say, bacha, so don't have a feeling say not possible. Everything is possible. Even impossible says not impossible. I'll give you a good example. You know, in my country, there is one company that was started by the name, I'll write the full name, Ashok Leyland. Ashok Leyland beta was started by a Sindhi, Rajesh ka koi relative hoega. This person name was Ashok Hinduja. Hinduja are those Sindhis, the richest NRIs from India living in UK. Very rich people. They started a company in India for making commercial vehicles, trucks, buses. Ashok is our Hinduja and Leyland was a foreign company. Leyland would give the technology and they'll make trucks commercial vehicles, and that business they would do. I remember, Vacha, when this company came out with the public issue, they sold the shares for 10 rupees. And some people bought. I also had purchased these shares. 10 rupees share, student company was doing good. Leyland company used to give technology. Ashok Sindhi used to take the technology, make trucks, sell, make good money. Profit was there. And 10 rupees share, students in no time had come to 38 rupees. So imagine my 1 lakh rupees became almost 3,80,000 rupees. So I thought it was a good company. But then I was busy with my some other work. I stopped keeping a track of this company because I would buy, I would never sell the shares. Now, Ashok Leyland students understand 1038, 10 rupees per day, good script. Now, what happened one day? Share market students get closed at 3:30 in the afternoon. And imagine if I have reached my office at 9:15. If 3:30, we are busy. So much work we have to do, executing all the trades. But by 3:30, bacha, I can't resist but to have something to eat. Very hungry. Would tell, okay, come fast here. So, bacha, obviously, we all Gujarati Sindhi friends are there. We would go down and eat a bhel. Bhel puri khayenge. This day, students, when I went, the Lallan was a bhel puri wala. He gave me bhel in a paper which was very thick. I said, Lallan, teri to nikal padi. Kyo, sir? इतना अच्छा पेपर में तूने भेज दिया आज. तो he's saying, sir, सुक्का भी देगा ना, वो भी आपको ऐसे पेपर में देगा. सुक्का you know ना, pani puri will take 6 pani puri, bacha, that we have to pay. Sukka is free. So sukka is very tasty. So bhel also he gives that particular dry stuff to eat. And that also he gave, and that was also in a very thick paper. When I saw it properly, what I realized, he gave bhel in a share certificate. I said, my God, pagal ho gaya? You're giving bail and share certificate. So question is why? Why share certificate? And then when I saw the share certificate properly, it was Ashok Leyland. No way. Ashok Leyland का share certificate in में bail दे रहा है. ठीक है ना? He said, sir, there are some Sindhis who had come. They went upstairs and they got so angry. They came down, they had bail. They gave a lot of bad words and they did throw all the share certificate on the road. I picked it up. For me, it is good to provide bail. So I was wondering, I asked my friend, Karthik, na? He used to work in the share market and deal with Ashok Leyland shares. Okay, Karthik, kya problem? Ashok Leyland, why like this? He said, Girish, you know, Ashok Leyland is the only company in India which has suffered losses for 20 quarters. Suffered losses for 20 quarters mean what? 5 years continuously they have suffered loss. So I asked him, what is the price today? He said, Girish, these company shares are not listed now. They don't have the money to pay listing charges also. I said, my God, I have shares of this company. I mean, all this was happening. So Ashok Leyland is a loss-making company. 10 rupees share, which was 38. Then student in the market, we went and inquired from some people, do you have those shares? One person said, I have. How much you will sell for? He said, I'm ready to sell it for 15 paise. Kitna? 15 paise. Rajesh, समझ में आ रहा है? 15 paisa became the price. So बच्चा 20 quarters loss. No trading. 15 paisa value of share. That was the situation. You see, in the newspapers, now we used to get articles. If you go in any part of the country and you see buses are of Ashok Leyland, trucks are of Ashok Leyland. Then a report came, Sri Lanka, they buy only Ashok Leyland vehicles. Bangladesh also buy. Pakistan, no, we don't give them, they don't pay the money only. But many countries we sell Ashok Leyland vehicles. तो अशोक लेलैंड बहुत बिकता है. तो बेटा जिसका दिमाग है वो सोचेगा ना, he'll think that कि on the road we have Ashok Leyland vehicles, so many vehicles, and then how come Ashok Leyland vehicles, Ashok Leyland company is suffering from loss? Something is wrong. Now, bacha, something is wrong. The question is, who can do wrong? In this company, bacha, Ashok Hinduja can only do wrong. Remember, the top bosses who are there now, they will be responsible. MGT kya abhi? Okay. Now, pay attention. Ashok Hinduja will only do wrong. Kingfisher company, United Breweries, who did everything wrong? Vijay Mallya, beta, na? No employee did anything wrong, beta. Management. Okay. Now pay attention. Chalo, listen. So Vijay Mallya had done something wrong. Here also very clear Ashok Hinduja is wrong. So I remember we had gone to the annual general meeting of Ashok Leyland. It was a no-brainy affair. Pagalpant. People were dejected. Sir, no dividend. Sir, our money has got blocked. 15 paisa shares. Shares are. So all shareholders were upset. Directors had no face to show. Only Ashok Hinduja had come like a Sindhi, printed shirt, so much of gold diamond in his hands, big gold chain. Like, I can't do anything. Company is not doing good. We should close the company. Bola, Papad, itna paisa laga, kya close the company? He said, I can't do anything. Better we close. So one person student said, so wait, can we give a try and revive the company? Bring a turnaround. He said, fine, you can think about it. So beta, one gentleman by the name Mr. Vinod Dasari became the chairman of Ashok Leyland, and from loss he converted the company into one of the most profit-making companies in the automobile sector. Nearly 15 paisa share that Ashok Leyland is today worth 125 rupees. So imagine Prakriti, if you had purchased that share at 15 paisa, you could have purchased 1 lakh shares and then multiply 1 lakh with 125. You would have become very rich. What Vinod Dasari did, bacha, turn around. Achha, how can you bring the turnaround? Always first find out the reason why the loss is there. Achha, the reason was what, students? Ashok Leyland, Ashok would say technology is poor. Then how you are able to sell the cars, the trucks as such. One reason was what, students? There were many people employed in the company. A problem was that 10 people are working now, you have one supervisor to supervise the business. Nonsense. So you have 10,000 people, you will imagine 1,000 supervisors. They are not doing any work. You have people in the quality control department in every stage of production. We have some particular people like liaison officers who are just appointed, but they don't do any particular proper work. So what we need to do, we need to remove those people, cut cost, improve quality, get up, go to that market where you get the funds properly. Ensure that people who buy goods make the payment on time. But bacha, he brought a turnaround. Rest more we'll study in the next lecture tomorrow. 5 minutes break I'll give, beta. Chalega. Boys and girls, understanding, beta. Bolo, samajh mein aa raha hai na, Niyati, right? 5 minutes break. If you have any doubts, you can ask questions. Yes. Come on. Niyati, please tell me, beta. Niyati, on your video. Niyati, beta, unmute करो ना खुद को. Unmute yourself. Unmute. So how will I listen to you? You have to unmute yourself. Anshul, just write where how she has to unmute. Just guide her. Niyati, you can write the question if you want, beta. Till that time, anyone else has a doubt, please ask. Difference between horizontal and co-generic. Horizontal merger, beta, what did I say? Pay attention. Horizontal is basically same business that we were doing. Now you'll expand in the same business. I gave the example, State Bank of India. And come on, it's 5 associate banks. Horizontal. Co-generic means what? I gave the example of LG, kitchen appliances. Now, kitchen, and there is a particular company which deals in what kitchen appliances, Anjali. So, is it that LG and Anjali are the same business, different business? No? LG makes refrigerators, washing machine. Anjali makes those kitchen appliances for cutting tomato, all that stuff. So, it took over that company. This is co-generic. So when you are trying to go in a business which is related to your business, sometimes you can use your particular expertise in that other business also and you can make money. Then it is co-gen. Yes, Dikshit. That's it. Dikshit, go and put on a video of us. Dikshit, kidhar gaya? Unmute yourself. Unmute.
Sir, I'm audible.
Yeah.
Sir, could you please give a small example for retrenchment?
For?
Retrenchment.
Yeah, Ashok Leyland.
Okay, sir.
Beta, retrenchment is what? Reducing the scope of business. I'll give tomorrow more examples. I'll give one more example. Wait, listen. You heard of a particular company?
Sir?
L&T, you heard L&T name?
Yes, sir.
L&T used to make cement in our country. L&T cement. L&T
Yes.
cement did what? It retrenched from that business and sold it to Birlas. And they started Ultratech cement. So what is L&T? Retrenchment. You don't do with that business. You go to some other business. Okay? Say thank you.
Thank you, sir. And one general.
Yeah.
Those who are using the mobile application in the Zoom app, they have to update the applications because sometimes they didn't work in the mute and that's one.
Yeah, I didn't follow. What are you saying?
Because Niyati has suffered no, so I said.
So you please communicate to her. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
No,
We'll
sir.
meet tomorrow, Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.